Sanitation Coalition in collaboration with FICCI held the 7th edition of ISC-FICCI Sanitation Awards ceremony at India Sanitation Conclave in New Delhi. The theme of this year's conclave was Impact of WASH on Climate Change, India's Agenda, with a focus on the crucial link between water, sanitation and hygiene, or WASH, and the battle against climate change.
This year, we witnessed a remarkable increase in the number of applications received. These applications came from top corporates, state government departments, as well as grassroots level organizations, and you will see many of them come up to receive the awards today. It is worth highlighting that with this increasing number of applications, the benchmark also gets set higher. Very heartening to see the enthusiastic participation in the Women Changemakers category. We received 22 nominations, many of which were from women Gram Pradhans, reflecting India's progress towards gender equality and the increasing leadership role of women in sanitation. So on behalf of ISC, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to all the contestants and to the winners who have showcased their remarkable work by participating in these awards.
When Swachh Bharat, that was a clarion call made by our very bold and visionary Prime Minister. There was a committee that was set up by Drinking Water and Sanitation Ministry, and that was to look at the drinking water and sanitation technologies. I'm a scientist and technologist from around the world and choose the best. We created this assured framework. Very interestingly, when the committee was made, I saw that all the members were technology experts. But very quickly one realized that it was not about building toilets. It was about using toilets. So it was not about science but behavioral science.
ISC-FICCI Sanitation Awards ceremony, which felicitated various change makers in the field of WASH.
The first category is the Best Corporate Initiative in Sanitation for CSR, Small and Large. The Best Non-Profit Engagement Model in Sanitation, Urban and Rural. The next is the rural category. This organization implemented Project Unnati, which aims to enhance menstrual and reproductive health awareness. Best Communication in Sanitation, Traditional and Digital. Next, in the digital subcategory, the next category is the Best Innovative Financial Accessibility Model for WASH. Best Engagement Model in Sanitation by a Social Enterprise Startup. The Special Recognition Award for the Government. The second subcategory under Special Recognition for Government is State with Maximum Model GPs under the LHI framework. Best Fecal Sludge and Septage Management Model, Urban and Rural. Best Skilling Initiative in Sanitation. Excellence on Work for Upliftment of Sanitation Workers.
These included many women change makers who were celebrated for their remarkable contributions in sanitation. There was also a special category for plastic waste management, which was won by Nefra Resource Management in the MSME category and Zentio India Private Limited in the corporate category. The ISC-FICCI Sanitation Awards ceremony and India Sanitation Conclave was the perfect occasion for the launch of Accolade, as well as a compendium on curbing plastic waste across urban India. The ISC Conclave 2023 also witnessed a high level of engagement from union ministers and other senior government officials.
I am happy to be addressing you all at the India Sanitation Conclave. This conclave has become an important platform for disseminating innovations and best practices in the sanitation space. Since 2014, sanitation and hygiene have become a national priority under the Modi government. Initiatives such as the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban and the Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, or AMRUT, have had a major impact on the state of sanitation throughout the country. India has come a long way in its sanitation journey. While substantial progress has been made, more still needs to be done to build consensus on creating garbage-free cities under the next phase of the Swachh Bharat mission. Over the years, the India Sanitation Coalition has advanced this cause through its advocacy. I'm sure this edition of the conclave will further add to the national discourse on sanitation.
I know it is an important forum that is convened every year to discuss the most topical issues in sanitation in the country is facing, and for the government and industry to decide together the future course of action in the year that follows. The platform is also significant because it helps to disseminate innovations and best practices in the sanitation space in the country that has the potential to create a ripple that is needed to achieve the scale for Swachh Bharat mission. Our country has achieved a significant milestone under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji under this mission. And today nearly 80% of the villages have declared themselves ODF plus under Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. I would like to further emphasize that Swachhata Jan Andolan is not possible without the participation of the partners outside the government. Ladies and gentlemen, I therefore emphasize that the non-stake actors, including the corporates, houses, have an equal role to play when these campaigns are undertaken to achieve the intended goal for the social good. I appeal to my corporate partners present here to come forward and assume greater responsibility in forging such partnerships where every part that is involved stands to benefit. Lighthouse Initiative is a wonderful example from which I would like to quote a few things. LHI was a truly unique partnership model, as it is for the very first time that corporate houses went beyond their catchment areas to adopt an entire Gram Panchayat for SLWM interventions for attaining the ODF plus model status. Today I am pleased to say that we have nearly achieved the lighthouse status for 75 Gram Panchayats across 15 states of the country. LHI Phase 2 is to be launched soon with support from nearly 40 big corporate houses covering more than 1,000 Gram Panchayats. Friends, I congratulate the winners of the India Sanitation Coalition FICCI Sanitation Awards 2023. I know the status of these awards have risen year after year, and I congratulate Naina ji and her team for commemorating 7 years of these awards in 2023. India Sanitation Coalition has instituted another significant award this year in the name of my friend late Rashid Kidwai, who was the co-founder of this coalition. The award is called Rashid Kidwai Innovation in Sanitation Awards, that is RAKIS, which seeks to harness the entrepreneurial potential of the sanitation sector in India and promote an enabling environment for enterprise development under Swachh Bharat mission. As our Honorable Prime Minister have envisioned, a new India, a new Bharat, a developed India and developed Bharat. Jai Hind.
On 17th of November, on the eve of, World Toilet Day, 19th of November, Ministry of Housing Urban Affairs launched this World Toilets Day event in the ministry, and our Secretary, Ministry of Housing Urban Affairs, Shri Manoj Joshi ji, launched this forum called Partners Forum for Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. Many organizations came together for this particular forum, partnership, and so many organizations are already working in their own capacity in the sector of wash, in the sector of sanitation. Not only government, I mean everybody is working, so all of us should come together, and then collaborated efforts are the need of the hour.
Important voices of the sector participated in the panel discussion on reclaiming the squandered fortune, legacy waste management and dump site remediation.
I think a big role that corporates, individuals, communities can play is how to put a brake on that particular process so that they don't accentuate that problem. And it is in that context that I'll share what ITC's approach is. I think corporates, big, small, medium, it has to now become a part of strategy. It can't be just something which I like doing.
Now, what is waste on these landfills is actually a resource for us. Now, the only thing is that today probably we don't have appropriate techniques to capture that methane. But yes, it's probably the most valuable resource. In fact, to that an extent where directly fuel can be replaced by methanol. So that's where the technology is evolving.
The next part of the conclave focused on climate resilient cities with a particular focus on coastal states.
For us at HSBC, delivering a net zero economy is part of our business strategy also. It is one of the strategic goals that we have. 3 years ago, we launched something called the Climate Solutions Partnership, which was like a 100 million 5-year investment looking at 2 key areas of climate. How can access to renewables and how do you marry it with a developmental outcome? So in India, for our programs that we do in India, we said that we will follow a sectoral approach of enhancing renewable energy access for certain sectors.
Can there be a partnership whereby they have smaller companies demonstrating their solutions and having a qualifying process whereby you demonstrate your technology systematically over a period of time, and they are not supposed to be making money but getting a grant or something to be demonstrating those things.
Up next was the panel discussion around the challenges of urban sanitation.
It's difficult to pick out one. It was a film about people having a shower bath in the middle of a desert, or not in the middle of a desert, in the middle of a rural community, and you suddenly see that amount of water becomes such precious water, drinking water, and used for daily use water for so many of those communities.
We believe that waste is a waste until it is brought to a right place. It remains waste. So the first challenge for us is to bring it to a right place. And to bring to a right place starts from household, starts from a village farm, right? So aggregation is a key challenge.
The Lighthouse Initiative is a unique example of a public-private partnership where the government and corporate partners come together to make a difference with ISC as a facilitator.
Looking back and looking forward to this unique effort that we began last year around corporate partnership with the local bodies and the state governments on moving forward something both crucial and in some sense difficult. And I do believe that this concept, which arose out of a little bit of brainstorming, has in the last 1 year shown how robust an effort it's been and what kind of lasting and useful contribution it has made on ground. We've also, you all know, been looking at the grey water coming out, and as the country moves forward quickly on more and more household tap connections under the Jal Jeevan mission, we are very pleased that more than 70% of the households are now reported by our partners, the state governments, as having received tap connections, and everywhere else work is going on at a frenetic pace. I hope and believe that it's not just about transforming, it's more about internalizing the importance of the issue,
about recognizing that yes, there is an issue, but yes, there are solutions that we either know about or that we can help in innovating around.
Solid waste management partnership had always a learning experience for us. Either it is urban, rural or institution. Something which we have a larger program is a Green Temple project, which is complete sustainable model. No waste is being generated. So that was very successful thing.
LHI initiative started, I think, in last year, and from the very beginning we were part of it, and Natasha reached out to us and explained to us what this initiative was about and how we are trying to create a model and trying to showcase how a partnership with the corporates and the CSRs along with the government and the community can create stable and sustainable structures, particularly in the field of sanitation.
We are working in almost in 5 states on LHI phase 1, almost 8 GPs, and Assam is one of the states where we started working on Paschim Chaigaon. So it's very useful partnership with the state government put together and for last 1 year, and we have very good coordination in the state also.
Ambuja Cement Foundation, as a part of LHI, has taken up this responsibility in 4 states, which is Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, 5 districts, 7 block, 14 panchayat and 28 villages.
The next round of presentations in collaboration with ISC and Godrej Consumer Products highlighted the major issue of plastic waste.
Urban India generates nearly 42 million tons of solid municipal waste annually. The Government of India has not only acknowledged this challenge, but stands unparalleled in its ambitious approach with the solid waste management rules and PCR use. Corporates can collaborate with the government and help build waste management infrastructure. In turn, local authorities can educate and enforce regulations requiring households to segregate waste. Moreover, corporates need to look at the entire value chain of waste management and not just focus on recycling.
तो as corporates आपसे जो सहयोग चाहिए, technical know-how transfer, training and capacity building, massive orientations of the Sokta Sathis, building, creating champions.
Our purpose is to keep plastics in the economy and out of the environment. There are 3 areas that we particularly focus on. One is to arrest plastic pollution in cities. Second is to increase the recovery of plastics and bring it to circular economy. And third is to improve the traceability.
The waste management cannot be seen in isolation, and we have to work right from the collection, how the waste is, before even collection, the segregation, how the waste is segregated, how the waste is collected by the municipal bodies or the other bodies, where it's heading to. India is already recycling 53% of its plastic waste, which is a huge number. While we see a lot of litter around and we see so much, actually the high valued waste, which is like PET bottles or the rigid plastics or many other industrial plastics, actually gets recycled up to 80 to 90%. Some categories even go beyond that, which is an incredible number. And probably we are, even if you look at the European countries, they really don't do that.
As a corporate, we are at the forefront of an evolving narrative which pivots on the axis of sustainability as well as responsibility. And the battle against plastic waste is actually a call to action. At Godrej Consumer Products, we have reduced our plastic packaging intensity by 17% since 2017 and are on track to achieve a 20% reduction by 2024. It is an internal target that goes beyond compliance, and we believe every company should aim for it and build it into their design.
The next panel discussion touched upon this issue and looked at various financing options in the wash sector.
What we've seen over the past, I would say 3 to 5 years, is a lot of early stage seed venture capital, angel capital of sorts, going into innovative startups which are more tech focused which are building out analytics platforms on water management, on things like access to clean water, on sensors, on basically a lot of tech-enabled artificial intelligence.
As the name suggests, blended finance is nothing but blending two forms of capital, whether that's coming, from commercial or from concessional sources.
If you look at it from an informal to formal, what is formal? It's where the people have the access to funds when they need it. If they want to upgrade their facility, just like all of us want to improve our facilities, they have that opportunity. Completely is looking at the debt and equity for MSMEs. How can we actually invest into them? Both and provide the technical assistance.
Media plays a significant role in spreading information and raising awareness on sanitation issues. They help trigger a positive change in public opinion and behavior on a matter of concern. To discuss more on this topic, we have some experts from the communications sector.
When it comes to sanitation, when it comes to climate action, when it comes to sustainability, development, communication and how we build a communication strategy around these campaigns is extremely important to implement those messages, implement those policies and make sure they reach the last mile.
When it comes to development strategy, the couple of things that we need to recognize when building this is at the end of the day, we need to take all people along because it is ultimately communication to bring about behavior change, to bring about the kind of goals that we want to achieve.
If they're able to unpack issues, show linkages and inform media better, that is where then the stories have a better chance of making some presence in the media in a competitive world.
My observation from, ever since working for the Swachh Bharat Mission, attaining the Swachh Bharat Mission goals that are connected to the last mile, are, having the approach where the stories right from the ground are, centered around the people and are picked up from there. And those people are actually, connected overall to the larger initiative, have been entirely successful.
The critical challenge used to be always, headline you would get. What is the flagline? The supporting theme of headline. Most important thing which was to be decided in 2018 to project ISC was which is the best platform through which you should project that.
Have a clear headline, have clear takeaways in mind and make sure that you're targeting the right audience through the right channel which has the largest space. Choose the right time slots, the readership, etc. Interesting.
We want to make sure that this whole story about hygiene, about water and sanitation and livelihoods and health, all these sectors actually get prominence. Thank you again and see you again next year.